This one thing I know, if the Lord wants it to happen, it will happen. I want to share a testimony with you. It was New Year's Eve, almost 2 years ago. I was in Alaska visiting my children and grandchildren. A family emergency happened, and I needed to get back home to Florida right away to be with my husband. This was New Year's Eve in Alaska. I finally got a flight out. This was Friday night. I got a flight out Monday. So what was that, the 3rd? But my children were worried that I would get stuck in Seattle. This is winter. That I would get stuck in Seattle. They were canceling flights left and right. And I kept saying, this one thing I know. If the Lord wants me to fly home and get on that flight, it's going to happen. Nothing, no devil in hell will be able to stop the Lord. So I fly from Alaska, Fairbanks to Seattle. 9 o'clock that evening, I was supposed to board my flight. When I got there, they canceled my flight. The lady said at the counter, go get your luggage and go rebook yourself. The whole plane. I was walking like a zombie and kept just talking to the Lord in my mind. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on, but this one thing I know, that if you want me to get home to my husband right away, and I know you do. I mean, of all other times, I needed to get home now. And the Lord knew that. All other times, I wouldn't care. I'd stay in a hotel at night, and go the next day. But this was a family emergency. So I walk with, 100 people to a counter of one person, one customer representative, trying to rebook all of us. I am just standing in line, not knowing what to do. He rattled off some flights that he could book a few people on. And I thought to myself, Lord, that's not going to work for me. I was supposed to be home Tuesday morning at 6 a.m. So I just stood there. I guess you could say I was waiting for the Lord, waiting for him to do something or give me some direction. All of a sudden I heard this, call Alaska Airlines. Well, I immediately took my phone out. And while I was doing this, though, while I was calling them, I said to myself, Lord, everybody and their dog is calling Alaska Airlines. I don't know how this is going to help or, work. Well, lo and behold, after the first ring, someone answered the phone. Can I help you? I told her my situation. She did some checking. She found a flight leaving that evening at like 11 o'clock, 10:30, 11, I can't remember. I would get home at 11 a.m. the next day. I said, book me. Not only was there only one seat available on that flight, it was an aisle seat because the Lord knew I need an aisle seat or at least a window because the middle seat, I feel very claustrophobic and get very nervous. The Lord knows that. He knows us so well. So, even though the devil might have been hindering me to get home, the Lord said, no, she's getting home when I want her to get home. So let this be an encouragement to you. Just always say this to yourself, which I've been saying a lot to myself. This one thing I know, if the Lord wants it to happen, it will happen. You think the devil can stop him? I mean, the devil cannot stop him. He can try, he can do all kinds of things, but God has tricks, right? How else do you say it? God has a way. I guess that's why they call him, right? Jesus, the way, the truth, and the life. This one thing I know. This one thing if the Lord wants it to happen, it will happen. Just rest in that.